Hi folks, this is just a quick video on how to use the RJ45 tester. I had a customer today that was charged a couple of grand for a very basic job, and I advised her that she could do it herself by buying one of these. And one of the reasons I started this channel was to save the customer some money like yourselves, and so I'm just going to show you how to use one of these. You can pick up one of these online. Amazon, I think I've seen some of them for almost $9 or $10. That's how cheap they were. And all they do is test the cable. All you want it to do. So if you're having POS problems or FPOS problems, anything with a network device, any IT equipment that has an RJ45 network cable, sometimes it can be the cable. Can be the cable itself, or it might be behind the wall, and it might be on a RJ45 connector, and this will be in the wall, or it might be just on an RJ45 connector like this, and it's crimped from the Cat5 cable. When you purchase one of these devices, they'll have two ends, an emitter and a receiver. You plug one side into the emitter and the other side into the receiver. I've got a straight Cat5 cable here that I'm going to use for demonstration. I plug it in to the RJ45 slot. You've also got an RJ11 slot that you can test, and the other end into the RJ45 slot of the receiver. Now on this one, it's got a scan and a test. I'll show you that later on in the video. But if you buy an RJ45 straight tester, it'll only have test option, right? And that's all we're looking for, is the numbers to sync up. So we're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's perfect, right? Now, one end will be maybe at the POS machine, and the other end might be in the data rack. So you'll have to go and check. But that's all you want to do, is check each light is lighting up and they're in sequence. That's it, nothing else. You can do that for all your cables. If you've got 10 POS terminals or 5 POS terminals, you can check each one and check each port. If you've got FPOS or network cables or network printers, sorry, or anything with a RJ45 network cable. And that's how simple it is. Now, I'll go into a little bit more detail in this video now, so I mean, you've got the gist of it, but if you want to see some troubleshooting, I'll continue on here. So this cable that I've been using, and behind every network cable, there's 8 strands. So they're twisted here, so there's 2, 2, 2, and 2, 8. Now, when we're testing the cables like we did before, it's testing each one of those 8. So it's testing each one of them. We don't have to worry about the colors. All we need to know is if it's missing a color, or these are mixed up, then we've got a problem. And then maybe we can contact a tradesman, and we can tell them exactly which cable to look at and what it needs to be fixed. You know, we can tell them rather than them troubleshooting and charging you an absolute hourly fortune. So what I've done is I've clipped 2 of the strands here on the cable. 1 and 8. You don't have to remember the numbers. All you need to do is, when you test it, go to one end and check what numbers are coming up, and then go to the other end and check which numbers are coming up. In this case, because the cable is completely split, you're going to miss it on both ends. Missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, missing 8. Same on this side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, missing 8 and 1. That's if the cable is broke in the middle. So now what I've done is I've mixed the cables up on purpose. So the 2 things you'll always see is the strand broken somewhere along the line, is the most common one. Or the second one is it's been crimped the wrong way, so it's a mix-up on the on one end, you know, so it's not following the guidelines. I won't go into that technical detail. You don't have to know that. So I've quickly done that. Clearly it's done quickly. But I'll plug this into one end, and I'll plug this into the other end. So this cable is a full cable, and this is probably what you'll be using, because you'll be plugging into the wall. Most of the times you're going to be, you can test an Ethernet cable, a straight Ethernet cable, but most of the time it's going to be a patch point in the wall that you're going to be checking. That's where the big cost is, you know. So I'll plug that in. So this should give us a mixed up reading. Again, one end will be probably far away from the other end. We'll turn it on. One side should be correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one's correct. But if you look at the receiver side, 1, 2, 6, 4, 5, 3, 7, 8. So it's all mixed up, right? So if that's happening and you're having issues, there's definitely something wrong, right? So then you can get somebody in to recrimp it. Usually that's not a hard fix. It's usually just a dodgy crimp on this end, and if you've got one of these tools, any network technician, actually, you don't have to pay big money. You just need to take these out and crimp them the correct way. Maybe I'll make a future video on that. So yeah, pick up one of these RJ45 Tester into Amazon, eBay, any of those big online stores, and honestly the cheapest one is going to be fine for what you need it for. You'll also need a battery that won't come with it on each end. 9-volt battery. They're cheap as. This one's very cheap. I've got a good one, but I mean this does the job. This one's also got a tester as well. If you want, so what you could do is if you've got a load of cables and you can't find a cable, and you're trying to find out which one it is, you can actually. I'll take this off. Show you quickly. You can turn it to. We were using test before, but you can also use scan. And basically this one has got a little volume button that you can test. So you have to imagine that there's a lot of cables and you can't find them, and this is in huge data centers, right? So I mean, there could be hundreds of cables and you're trying to trace one back, and this can be very useful. You're going through all the cables and you find the one that you want, and then you know what you found it, and then you can actually and troubleshoot it then, you know. But that's basically it. That was just a quick video. Hope this helps. Hope it saves you some money. It definitely saved that lady some money today, and she'll do that probably in a couple of hours herself, and she was over the moon. So hopefully it helps you as well, and if it did, please like and subscribe. It really does help. And thanks for all the comments as well. If you've got any questions, stick them in the comments page. Thank you very much.